Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. I'm a full-time trader, mentor in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin and the DXY. Not financial advice, just the way that I see the market. In the description below, there's several links. One is for the Discord, having a sale on the first month. Come in, collaborate with us, see what it's all about. Take a look at my website, take a look at what the course is about. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, it is a solid system. There is definitely something there for everyone. In my last video, I showed some indicators by UNREKT. If you haven't watched that video, take a peek. The link is in the description for those also. All right, we're going to do a little backwards today. We're going to start out with the DXY. As you can see on the monthly chart, the RSI is very high. Okay. In my previous videos, I talked about this move being a three-wave move, this middle part being a connector, and that we are giving this leg potentially a partner leg that could come much higher, making this a WXY. We will not know what it intends to do until we see what kind of correction we get here when this leg is complete. Do we get a harsh rejection of 5 waves, which means what starts with 5 ends with 5 and it would come much deeper? Or does it reject in 3 and create a connector here, which would tell us it wants continuation? Okay. But the good news is this is very high. And we are creating bearish divergence here. Okay, on every time frame it is there. Also, I have come up with a different count where this potential ABC is not complete. That we have a wave 1, 2, all of this was 3 coming into the 1.618, which is beautiful. This was 4 that did not come into its 1, and that this wave to the upside is a 5th wave. This highly suggests that with this high peak and the bearish divergence between the 3rd and the 5th. This would be significantly good news for Bitcoin. It would mean that this would correct big and allow Bitcoin to get back on the bull run. If this count is correct, we won't know until it corrects. Okay? All right, let's take a look at this last leg. Taking a look at RSI again, we have a high peak, suggesting this is the 3rd. The market reset itself to the bullish zone, creating continuous divergence. That is what a 4th wave does. The 5th wave creates bearish divergence between 3rd and 5th. Everything here is lining up for this to be the last leg. The only way that that will not happen is if this RSI continues up and overtakes this extreme. That can happen. If it does, then our 3rd is here. We would get a 4th and then a 5th to the upside. Okay? This is something we're going to have to watch and see if RSI does not take this extreme. It would suggest that this is the last leg. Moving down lower, again we have a high pivot, okay, suggesting this is the 3rd, suggesting this is the 5th wave. I feel we do have one more push to come where it will create a divergence here between the final third and the fifth wave up to the line. Here's the line. And then a divergence between the main third and fifth. Okay? What it needs to do, it would need to hold this order block and not break it if it plans to make another push to the upside. If it comes through it, then this was the fifth wave here, because all of this is insufficiency and it would come down into its one. Okay, it's going to have to hold here. All right, let's move over to Bitcoin. The red ribbon is based off the 200 moving average. The blue is the 300 and the white is the 20. Back here I projected where this ribbon might have been. Do I have it correct? Well, I'm not sure. It's just a projection. But notice where the 20 was when this market finally turned out of the bear market. It was inside the 200 ribbon. In this accumulation, 20 was inside the 200 ribbon before it continued on. In this accumulation, the 20 was inside the ribbon. This was a different scenario. This was a straight dump that created a V-shaped recovery. The 20 was not inside the red. What will the market do here? Does the 20 need to come down inside the red and us create accumulation before it can turn? Well, if history is going to repeat itself, I would say probably yes. But if it's going to make a V-shaped recovery, it needs to either roll over and do it, or it needs to significantly start moving now. Okay? So this is something to watch. All right, let's take a look at our support and resistances. Above us, we have the 200 weekly. We also have resistance up to $24,000. If it is able to break it, it will fill in this insufficiency and move up to this order block area and fill the gap. It's obvious if it can get above 32,000, it will run up to the next order block and on it goes. Below us, support at 17,700. We lose it and we lose the weekly 300, it's going to drop down to the top of our 13K bull run. Okay? A base channel from 1 to 2. We are underneath it and back testing it. Now, usually a fourth wave will either hold the acceleration channel that's in white, or it will hold the base channel. And we're clearly underneath that. So if we're going to get out of here, we've got to obviously break out and get back up into this acceleration channel to keep this fourth wave. If we don't, and say we back test the acceleration channel and end up coming back into the base channel, we will be calling this a wave 2. It will remain a wave 2 until we break this low. Okay? The blue WXY. If we're going to create this and make a 5-wave move out of here, we need to do it now. We cannot come any deeper and call this a blue WXY, at least not in my system. because I don't allow my WXYs to come past the 1.382, and we have tagged that. Also, I have had some questions about this WXY and a complex structure inside of my W. In books and on the internet, it's going to tell you that this is not allowed. But after many years of collaboration with other 30 plus years Elliottians, we decided as a group to allow this after seeing this many years. Okay, this is my system. Your system, you can say that it's not allowed. Okay, all right. The yellow ABC can handle another rollover. Then we would need to come out of here in a 5-wave move. If we come down to the 1.618 at 14,500 and we 3-wave move back up and can't get through this order block, we're going to call it the white 4 and we will roll over for another 5 waves. At this point, if this happens, we will have to ask ourselves, is it ABC coming from back here? If it is, the market's going to have to turn in a 5-wave move. If it doesn't, and it gives us 3, then we will have to assume it's the white 5 waves, and what starts with 5 ends with 5, and this bear market will get a lot uglier. But let's take it leg by leg. Let's see if we can get above the weekly 200 and take it basically leg by leg. Okay, let's move down to a lower time frame and let's talk about this move. The bull scenario, oops, a little too big there, is suggesting that this is a 1, whether you call it over here or here, that this is a 2, we would be in the middle of our 3rd, pull back for 4 and 5. Okay. Invalidation for that is coming back underneath 19,800, right where this yellow 2 is. Now, to make this work, I have to make this an expanding diagonal, and it's not a pretty one. Okay, there's definitely some serious arguments in there of invalidations, especially with this move to the downside that looks like 5 waves. But this is the only way I can finagle this to be the bullish option. Okay, but it's on the table until we come under that 2. Bear scenario is that we're making a WXY, that this move in the middle here was all one move, that it was a connector, and that this leg here is getting a partner leg to the upside that could handle one more hit to the high. Now there is higher extensions that a WXY can go, but I feel if we take these wicks out, that the market will just go and fill in this insufficiency. Okay. Now there's one more scenario that we need to consider. And that is this was a 3-wave move, that this was a 3-wave move, and that we're going to come down in 3 or 5, creating a connector here, and then use this leg that will either get stuck or will get through. Okay, and this could even give another hit to the high before it does this. So if we hit to the high and we start coming down, consider this to be the end of something and not the start. Okay, all right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. Hope you got some value, and I will see you in the next one.